Kevin. Kevin from Kentucky. Tropical Treasures from Wyoming. How's it going, everybody? How you doing? Look at this little male Cockatoides triple red. He is just absolutely stunning. I hope I can get him in view nicely. There is a lot of algae on the front of this tank, so it's hard to get him in focus. See if I can back off a little bit. No. But check out his color. Now I'm only getting the algae on the inside of the tank here. Man, I was really hoping I could show this guy off. Let me see. So the hard water here leaves a lot of stains on the inside of these tanks. Yeah, there's a nice male triple red in one of our planet tanks. He's in there as a cleanup crew. He's cleaning up any sort of pests we get in there. So anything that's in the substrate. But happy Friday, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good to see you guys all joining. Jose, Lynx, Kevin. Kevin got your first delivery in a while. All arrived alive and well. That is great to hear. So you guys know we've had some difficulties. That's pretty typical this time of year due to temperatures and the delivery services still recovering from all the holiday shipping. So thank you guys who have been patient. We're still catching up. We're still shipping out. But yeah, so far everything seems to be going pretty well. There was some hiccups along the way, and just like there always are going to be. But if you are still waiting on an order, we are working on it. And if there are any issues on any orders you might receive, feel free to send us an email. Definitely document, take photos, send them to us, and we'll make it right with you. So thank you for being patient with that. My name is Nobody. We do have some longfin bristlenose in. Actually, let's go look at some. These are specifically going to be the longfin green dragons. So let's go check them out. So here are the longfin green dragons. And these guys are about 2 inches. If you include the tail, they're probably 2.5 to 3 inches. As you can see there, that's already a young male. He's got some bristles. There you go. So this is probably one that we have the most of right now. And they've been in here for a while. They're pretty healthy. There have been no issues with them. Kevin, Midwest is going to be cold. Looks like tomorrow low of 9. Yeah, it's going to be cold up here too, actually, up in the Panhandle, which we're a little farther south. But up in the Panhandle of Florida, I believe next week is supposed to be in the teens, and they're expecting snow. So it's going to be cold everywhere. So just be patient. We check, just so everybody knows, if you're unaware, we check your zip code's weather before we ship. So for every order we get, we check the weather and we decide, is it safe for us to ship to you or not? So we do take notice of that. And if we foresee any issues, we will hold your order until it's warm enough. So keep that in mind as well. Now this is a cool one. This is relatively new, at least to me. These are the neon gold rosy barbs. So as opposed to like your regular rosy barbs, I noticed they kind of have like more of a pearl scale, kind of like angelfish would have. So their scales have they're a lot more reflective than your typical rosy barb. But I've been eyeing these guys up. I actually really like these guys. They are a little bit of a larger barb, not too aggressive, but just know that these guys do get, I believe, I'm not exactly sure, but I've seen them, I think, around 3 inches, so just keep that in mind. The yo-yo loaches are looking good. So guys, today we're gonna try and look at some of the fish that we have a lot of them in stock. And I know we showed those green dragon bushy nose. Here's another one we wanted to talk about today. These are the Panda garra. So the garra flavatra, Panda garra. Now these guys are amazing little guys. I love the coloration on them. They get some nice yellow and sometimes even a little bit of orange in them, and they get a nice kind of like, I guess what you'd call the panda pattern. Now these guys are really good tank cleaners. Obviously you still want to feed them, you want to target feed them, but they'll pretty much eat anything. They're now these guys are small, but they get, I believe, 3.5 inches. I've seen them pretty big. They were old specimens. I have kept them in the past myself. One thing to consider is they're very good climbers, and that is why we have this tank water low, so they do not climb out of the aquarium, because they use those little mouths of theirs. Let's see if I can get one focused in. So they use their mouths to kind of suck onto the glass, and then they can kind of shimmy their way up. So just keep that in mind. Definitely recommend a lid for these guys. They can be kind of like escape artists if they want to be. But I've seen them just fine without lids, but I would definitely recommend it because I've had them personally, and I've seen it in others' tanks where they'll be fine for years, and then one day they just kind of climb out and they find their fish dried up on the floor. So definitely do not want that to happen. So Brian had a good question. Brian has 4 Central and South American cichlids in a 20-gallon tank, and they're about 2 inches, and he's using it to grow out and for quarantine. He wants to know, do I think they can get close to 4 inches in that tank? Yes, they can, but it's going to take a significant amount of time, because you're gonna, with that much water volume, the growth rate is gonna dramatically slow down. If you can get a larger tank, or if you can get them into their final destination tank sooner, they're gonna grow a lot faster. So I highly recommend not growing them out in that tank. You can, and they can get to that size. It's just gonna take longer. There's going to be more. The fish release a chemical, and it'll slow the growth down. It's a hormone, I believe. So just keep that in mind. It does take time. So the more water volume, the better. They're going to grow faster. They're going to grow healthier. But it can be done in a smaller tank. Hello, Roddy. Happy Friday. So those were the Panda garra. Definitely recommend these guys for a community type tank. They do well in planted tanks. They do well with your South American cichlids that don't get too large, that might be able to pick on them. Now, like I said, these guys are small, but they do get up to around 3 to 4 inches. I believe like 3 inches is about what I've seen. But really cool fish. They're really cute, very active, as you can see. Oh, here's another fish I want to show that we have a lot of in stock. The Gardneri killies. Now these guys are a lot of color in a little fish. These guys are really cool. Let's see if we can get this, get one of these guys in focus. So guys, one thing I love is that we got this new phone, but this new phone does not seem to focus in on the fish as much. I almost have to stand further back and zoom in, but that makes it a lot more kind of shaky, which is what I'm trying to avoid. But yeah, so the Gardneri killie, really cool fish. As far as killifish go, these guys live a little bit longer than some of those annual killies. They still don't live a really long time, but these aren't a fish that live 6 months and then that's all you get. Because there are some killifish that literally only have a lifespan of a year or less. But these are not one of them. They're beautiful. They don't get too large. They have amazing color. Lynn, happy Friday. Thank you for joining. Dennis, how do you get free shipping? Unfortunately, Dennis, we do not have free shipping. In the past, we did, but unfortunately, due to the rise in shipping costs across the country, we do not offer free shipping anymore, but we did in the past. We ship only next day air, and you can pay an additional fee for Saturday delivery, which is a good choice if you aren't available during the week. But definitely, unfortunately, that's not something we do anymore. So here's the Gardneri killies. Beautiful fish, a lot of color, cute little face. Yeah, I know, Dennis, it's unfortunate. It really has affected everybody in the business. It's affected the customers. It's an unfortunate part of the hobby growing. Is everyone's feeling the changes in prices from the shipping charges going up. All right, so here's another fish. We got the Neolamprologus cylindricus. Christian, we will go look at some black belt cichlids after we look at these cylindricus. So, Carly, if you can get me a location on the black belts, we're gonna go look at those next. But here are the cylindricus. So these are a Tanganyikan, really cool fish. I love these guys when they get their adult coloration. The fish become a lot more distinct. This guy's starting to get more of that distinct kind of barring. So these are Tanganyikan. You can, if you've never heard of them before, they're similar to lulupi in size, maybe slightly smaller. So probably around 4 inches they had max out of. They have similar kind of personalities. They kind of like to be rock dwellers, so they like to be in between crevices of rocks, and not that hard to spawn, not overly aggressive. So I really like the cylindricus, and they would be a really nice complementary fish to something like a lulupi, because you get the different colors, you get a different pattern, and then you get your nice bright yellow lulupi. So let's go look at the black belt cichlids. So here we go. We have a tank of them here. Now this tank here we're keeping for breeders. So you can see they're 3 to 4 inches. Probably 2.5 to 3, some of them. So here's one tank. We come on down, and we have one that's coloring up down here. So this is the tank of sellers. So there you go. There's a nice one coloring up right there. Dominant fish in the tank. And this is in the tank of sellers. So if you were to purchase one, you would be getting one out of this tank. Link says he lives in California. It's tough to eat the shipping costs when you just want a couple new fish. Yeah, Link, it's crazy how expensive it is for us to ship that direction. So I'm not it's been a minute since I looked at the price. I believe it's like $69, I believe, to the West Coast. And a lot of times we end up paying about double that depending on what you ordered. And then you factor in the cost of the box, the insulation, the heat packs, and everything. So usually we end up losing out on shipping. Even though you guys are still paying a significant amount, we do end up in the negative. Like, we never break even or make money on shipping. So it's pretty unfortunate. We do understand. So I guess it's really not a cheap hobby to be ordering fish online. So yeah, Christian, that is a great point, and that is something I have personally done. And Christian says he does group buys with others in his community and in his town. So that is a great thing to do. Just communicate with your local groups and maybe your friends, family, or others, and maybe you guys can put together one large order and have it shipped to one location, and from there you separate your own fish. On our end, we would still have our same DOA policies, so you'd still need to make sure you get your fish quickly and get your photos taken. That way, if there were any issues, we could handle it. And but yeah, we would just get a group of your friends and say one person wants to make you have 3 people who want to make an order. One person will make a payment and everybody else can pay that person back, and everyone benefits from that. So that is an option, and it's a great option, and I have done it in the past myself. So yeah, that's the black belt cichlid, guys. Sorry, I was just reading some of the comments. Check out these green terrors. They're really coloring up. Nice male here getting a hump on his head. Now these are going to be some breeders for us, so those are not for sale currently, but we do have plenty of green terrors available. Here it looks like we're getting some photos taken today of our red spot gold severums. Got a nice little group of them in here. So it looks like we'll be getting a new photo for our red spot golds shortly. Hello, Kim. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining as always. So let's go look at some other fish. Let's go look at some rainbows, guys. We can look at other fish. If I have any other requests, I will gladly go look at them, but I don't see a lot coming in right now. So let's look at some rainbow fish. Here's a tank of Millennium rainbow fish. So the Millenniums are looking really good. Oh, here we go. These aren't rainbow fish, but got a nice tank of electric blue Acaras here. These guys are bright. You can see the sun hitting off of them from above. Here we have some of the Sungai Clossum. There are a couple in here coloring up. This is Sungai Clossum. Down here we got the Signifer, the Pseudomagil Signifer. Lynx, absolutely. Shipping anything nowadays is very expensive, so here we're looking at some Cali Bayou rainbows. There is one in there in particular standing out to me. A little bit bigger than the rest of them, and he's all colored up. But he's fast, and I don't want to chase him around, make you guys dizzy here. Cali Bayou right there in the center, hiding behind some fish. A nice male there. There is one different fish in here. It's a parva. It's a nice big old male Melanitania parva, in with, it looks like 3 male Pogwi rainbow fish, or Melanitania affinis from Pogwi. And this is a little deceiving. These guys are in the back of the tank, so they're probably 3.5 to 4 inches. Right there. The parva's trying to steal the show, and cannot get them in. They're trying to hide behind that plant, and they're doing it pretty successfully. Over here we got the turquoise rainbows, one of my personal favorites. So turquoise, lots of blues, lots of greens, sometimes you get some yellows in there. You can see the way the sun is just reflecting off of their scales. Really pretty fish. Oh, Mario, that's great to hear. So Mario had some shipping issues, but his fish arrived and are doing well. So that is good to hear. And thank you for the fast responses to your emails. No problem. That is what we're here for, Mario, to make sure your fish get there alive and well. And for any support you need concerning your order, we will be there to try and help to the best of our ability. So you're welcome, and thank you for your order. Here we have the Bosemani rainbows, a classic in the hobby. These are not a specific location type, so these are just like the aquarium strain Bosemani. Look at this little male, he's all fired up. Holly, as far as I know, we don't have any Venezuelan cories coming in the near future. So whatever we have online is probably what we're going to have for a while. Here we got the Marasi. So these were bred here. Melanitania Marasi, relatively new to the hobby. Really nice coloration on these guys. And here are some more Marassi. We have a lot of Melanitania Marassi in right now. So we had very good success breeding these guys. And as you can see, we have, this is just some of them. We have more in our greenhouse area, so. More turquoise rainbows. Over here we have the emerald rainbows, or the Glossolepis wanamensis. The yellow rainbows are another really nice one. They are, now these are just an aquarium line bred strain, but as far as rainbows go, I don't know how much better you can get with that yellow with the orange to red tail. We have the Blahair rainbows. The multi-squamata is another cool one. This tank's kind of dark, so it's hard to see those guys. All right, I did see another request. Let's see. Sorry if I missed some of your comments there. It seems like they come in waves. Any plans on Tanganyikan killies? Mario, that would be really cool. As far as I know, currently, no, we don't have any plans on it, but that would be a very cool fish to get in. Let's see. Can we see some fire mouths? My one in quarantine looks healthy, but does not come out and defends a spot in the tank. Yeah, so we'll look at some fire mouths. We actually have some here. Let me turn you guys. So here are some fire mouths. So these guys are anywhere from, looks like we have 1 inchers all the way up to about 3.5 inchers in this tank. Kim, that's a good question. At what size do the turquoise rainbows need to get to start breeding? So let's go look at them really quick. Rainbow fish are very prolific, and at this size, they're 2.5 inches, they're already laying. If I were to put a spawn mop in here, within 24 hours, I would have hundreds of eggs. They don't need to be that large, but I think about this size would be the size you would expect them to start breeding. Rainbow fish are just overall very prolific. As soon as they're ready to spawn, they're just going to start spawning. So about 2 inches, I would say. Now these guys are cool. These guys are a native here to Florida, the metallic shiner. So that's a really nice fish. So guys, if you have any last minute requests on fish you want to see, let me know and we'll go look. I got time to show you one more. So who wants to see a fish? Let me know and we'll go look at them. We are just gonna kind of scroll on by until I see a request for a fish. Christian, please get some vieja argentea. That would be very cool. Those are a nice fish. The more I see them, the more I'm liking the different vieja species. I'm really, hello Chevy. Actually guys, speaking of vieja, Let's go look at one of the what you see, what you get vieja fenestratus. No. They may, oh, here we go. So, now these guys are really nice. Nice purplish pink coloration to him, very large. Unfortunately, he just wants to look at me, so he's not going to turn sideways. I'm going to see if I can get them to turn for us a little bit. But these guys have been really cool fish. If I had an aquarium for them, I would definitely be getting them for myself. Let's see if I can get this guy to turn. Now, I'm fairly certain that this guy's a male and over here we have a female, but I'm not 100% sure. This is one fish I don't have experience with. But here we go. Every time I turn the camera away, this guy turns. So I really like this yellow eye on the male. Nice purple body. Got the stripes in there. You got the kind of red in the tail. Just a really nice fish. Now, he's not even fully colored up. When we brought these in from our pond, they were just full color, just beautiful fish. Now, these are vieja fenestratus Los Playos. These guys are, these two fish I just showed are, if not already, they're going to be what you see, what you get. So be on the lookout for those. Yeah, Christian, that first fish I showed, I believe, is a what you see, what you get Synspillum. I know that's the species he is. I just don't know if he's a what you see, what you get. So he's down there. All right, I do believe we had one request that I missed. Okay, so Lynn wanted to see Madoka. So here's a couple. These guys aren't for sale. But there's a male right there. A young male. But let's go look at the sales tank. I believe D43. Oh, and J25. Okay, so we'll go look at some over here before we get out of here today. So here's a tank of our sellers Madoka white lips. These guys are absolutely one of the coolest adaptations in fish. I love that they get those giant lips when they're larger. If you guys have seen our photos on the website of an old full-size male with those giant lips, looks like he's wearing lipstick. Really cool fish. Not as prolific as all the other African cichlids and haps, but they aren't that difficult to breed. But really cool fish, beautiful. So thank you for that suggestion, Lynn. So guys, that's gonna be it for today. That's just a few fish that we have a lot of in stock, a couple of requests you guys wanted to see. So thank you guys. Thank you for your patience in the shipping and understanding that the shipping costs going up. I mean, that's just the nature of our economy right now, but Kim says no Botox for them. Yeah, but thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Later.